Don't stress me.
Okay. Tolu, are you ready to do this recording today at all?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we're live to the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of That's So Funny, right? Am I that funny?
No, I was laughing at something else.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of Two Fake Friends. This is an
Two fake
experiment.
what?
Two fake friends.
Okay.
Okay. This is an experiment done by myself, Tolu, and my friend Ish, Emanuela.
Hmm.
Who are just trying to connect across two continents because Japa has done a bad deal on us. But yeah, we have very special friend on the pod today, a married
Special
man,
to who?
special
To
to
you?
us.
To you?
Okay, if that's what you say,
Okay. Yeah.
we'll discover how special he is to you on this on this
No, I don't
podcast.
know that guy.
Okay.
Mm.
Um. Yeah, he's married, and he will soon
Hey!
be father of two beautiful
Will
kids.
soon be father.
Yeah, he's going to do the intro also. But yeah, he's also a brand and communication specialist par
Mm.
excellence. One of the best we have
Mm.
in the country at the moment.
Mm.
He has led brand and comms teams across like top organizations, including
And the government too.
and government, if you would say.
Mm.
Yeah, Mr.
And he's a lover of Christ. Very important to add it to well so that he'll be
Oh
happy.
yeah. Please, please, please. In comparison to Emanuela,
In
he
comparison to
loves
Emmanuel, or just
Jesus.
generally.
He
Just
loves
generally
Jesus
now. Okwe is a
exceedingly.
Jesus boy generally, not in comparison to me.
But
But
you're
in
a Jesus girl too.
yes now, but someone
Yeah,
like
yeah.
him
So
has
that people
come.
don't confuse it. So when people say like,
Okay.
yeah, all right, cool.
I'm a child of God. Okwe is
Which
a Jesus boy. There are two
yeah,
different
wait.
levels.
You're a child of which God?
Am I a child of devil? I don't get.
No, I just want to be sure you're a child of which God?
I don't understand. I'm not a child of God. Okay, so you're the
No,
one that is now allocating parenthood for God.
Which God now? He's
which
asking you.
God? That's what I
That's
asked.
a useless question. How many gods are there?
No, some people believe many things are their gods now. So
So
I
how
mean,
you what do you believe? What do you believe?
This podcast
no, I
episode is
have
going
my
to
own
be
belief,
cute.
but my belief is
So what
not.
does so if you now have your own belief, why are you questioning me? I don't get it.
No,
Who do you think you are?
anyway, there was at least the Bible talks about one time where Paul went to a city and they were worshiping an unknown God. I mean, so he had to teach them. I mean, I don't.
So
Anyway,
what are we discussing here?
This
let's
is a
just move
Bible
on. Let's
class.
just move on. Because with what I explained now, I think I have answered your question. Because I mean, I don't know the
Me, I
God.
don't know the God you yourself, you know.
I know, again, when you connect a God with Jesus, there can only be one God. But you,
Please.
I
Me,
mean, your own.
I don't understand now. You guys begin to think of unknown gods, other gods. We have to question you. Thank God tomorrow is Sunday. We have to question you.
All right.
Tolu, can you
Ope,
move on?
welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, Tolu.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess we'll start with check-ins. Please, I'm going
Yeah,
to do
but
the
like big
check-in
news
because I
actually.
don't want to be checked in. So please, um,
Hold on. Before we go to check-ins, can we talk
okay.
about big news? So during the course of the week, two big news.
What's
We
news?
two big news. I don't
What's
understand. Can you correct
news?
my English?
Yeah,
Say the correct thing.
continue.
Say the correct thing, please. Emanuela Majero Kunu.
I don't get.
What's the
First of all, that's not
what's
my name. Oh.
whatever
My
your
name
name
is
is? Say
not.
the correct thing.
And secondly, I also will say my name on this podcast. Are you daft?
That's your business. I've said it. Come on,
Oh
kill
yeah,
me.
no.
But yeah,
You need to go and buy
big
oil in the market.
two big events happened over the course of the week. Um, they are killing the cats, they are killing the dogs, they are killing the pets. The Hades. Yeah.
The Haitians.
Oh, it's Haitians. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened, and that was interesting. TikTok was having its moments. And second big news we had is AirPod Max got a brand new refresh
Hmm.
after 4 years of it being in the
Hmm.
market, and they revolutionized the whole product and gave us new colors. Glory be to God. Yes to capitalism.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I'm more interested. They gave us Type C, so Lightning charger is out, and now we have Type C code on the AirPod Max. Again, I stand very firm on my claim that AirPod Max was designed by robots and not built for humans, because that's the most useless piece of audio hardware you can ever purchase for £500. But yeah, let's talk about more interesting things like how my week went.
Wait, wait, calm down, please. Like you said something. Let other people speak now. Wait.
Okay. Okay. All right. Comments, observations on. If you have other news, actually, like you can highlight them. But like
Since
comments
when
and
did we
observation
become newscasters?
on.
Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to say something that um AirPod Max are not useless. They're stylish. Anytime
Oh,
you're
okay.
working with an AirPod Max, people are like, "Oh, I want that too. I want that too." So
Have you
you're
seen?
paying for the design,
Have
not
you seen?
for the. Thank God we have a brand expert here today. You're
Yeah,
paying
but
for
like
the
let's even talk about the
brand and the
design, for
design.
instance.
Eh?
Let's talk about the design. Let's even talk
Yeah.
about the design.
Yeah.
Like in comparison to like other £500 watts. So let's
So
put
like
it side
which
by
other
side.
one?
Like the Sonos headsets that came
Mm-hmm.
out. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a lot more slickier, and
But
like
most people don't think that. Anyway,
that's because
Sonos
also like
is getting more like what
yeah,
do you call
Apple
it?
has an incredibly large marketing budget for like their products generally than any other, even Sony itself that is like that we could in terms of like audio hardware production kind of company.
Sony's products are way better by the way. Like Sony's headphones are better than
No,
what
but
do you
they're not
call it?
stylish though.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
Max are
and
really
it's not five hundred
stylish.
dollars.
Hmm?
They're not stylish, and it's not $500.
For AirPod Max.
No, for like
Sony.
for
Yeah,
Sony's
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying. That
XM5s.
Sony audio quality wise, Sony is good. But like AirPod Max, like when you wear AirPod Max somewhere, like even if the person doesn't know it's an Apple product, they're like, "Oh, I like this. What are you wearing? Where can I get it?" Like stuff like that. More than if you're wearing like any other thing. So that's what you're paying $400, £500, whatever price that you're buying it at. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah. Opa, did you watch the Apple keynote?
No, I mean, for one of the first, I mean, this week has been a very hectic week for me. So I don't
Tell us
even.
what it was like. So let's even just start our check-in once and for all.
No, it's just hectic. It's just hectic. I mean, I had my first directorial debut. Like I
Your
direct.
what?
I don't like.
Directorial debut. Oh,
I don't
congratulations.
like
Stay
to.
silent, Manuela.
I
Eh?
don't like to. I don't like to do like so much of execution, but I think this year has been making me do stuff. So me, I just write idea for people and give them to go and execute. I mean, but I wrote an idea and they said I should go and execute it, so I had to direct, and it came out good. So
Wow,
Nice.
congratulations.
yeah, it's just been busy. Like I've had a lot to do. Um, I need sleep, a lot of sleep, and I've still not slept.
I hear you on that.
Can
Yeah.
you share some more about this project you're working on? Like, is it
Yeah, I wanted to know, is it like a movie type
No,
thing
no, no, no,
or
no,
like
no.
an ad?
It's church related stuff. See again, it's Spiro Boy. Yeah, we're
Is
having a
what?
we're having a conference coming up, and so we're
Oh,
pushing
okay.
a couple of content in that direction. And so I'm
okay?
playing a bit of a role. So yeah,
Mm, okay. Thank you. Do you know that I was listening to I said what I said this morning or something. I think this morning. So they were talking about one of their friends that and Angela was like, "Oh, actually she's even my pastor." Like they were talking about like how good she is and how like churchy and everything. So she was like, "That's even my pastor. That's who I'll go to." In my mind, I just remembered Okwe. I see this useless boy that I said this boy should be my pastor. You rejected me. When we go to heaven, God is going to ask you, where did you keep Emanuela? I sent her to you and you turned her down. Have you done your work?
There are a lot of us that God is going to be asking that question, so I'm not going.
No, it's you, because I came to you. I got it in a vision. I came to you and said, be my pastor. You say no, okay now.
No, I mean other people will pastor you, So
No, it's your own I want to.
okay, noted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tolu, how was your week?
My week was good. I went to the gym 4 times this week.
Hmm.
Nice.
So I had a lot of my blood pumping. What else? I made one really amazing beans on Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. And I don't think anybody makes beans better than me in this world.
Hmm.
And I
Have
just
you
I
eaten
just
my beans?
I don't want to. I don't think it'd be great.
You're
I
lying.
want to ruin my
You're
experience.
lying. You're
I
lying.
think you have proficiency in jollof rice, and I give you that, but
Have you
that's where
eaten
it
my
ends.
egusi soup?
Emanuela, not
You ate my
beans.
egusi soup and you were asking me, you were saying that I
Everything you
lied, that
can
I
make is
ordered
fine,
it.
but like not beans. Like
But you
trust me on
don't eat
this.
my beans, so you don't know what you're saying.
Emanuela, trust me.
I
Your
should
beans
trust
is
you.
going to be
Why?
really bad
Why would it be really bad? I don't get.
because it
Okay,
can't
how do you
compare
cook
to
your
mine.
beans?
It can't.
How
It
do
can't be as good as
how
mine.
do you make your beans?
I'm not going to give you my secret on this call.
Okay, whatever impresses you.
But yeah, what else happened this week actually, apart from work? Yeah,
Guys, you can
nothing.
see how much of stress we have to go through to be Manuela's friend. It's a lot of work. Like
I
so
Yeah.
don't
in
get.
so in between having headaches, being like spontaneous bursts of things that you can't explain in English. Like the only good thing she used to do like is cook and we come and eat. Now we're in like
Eh?
different places. So
Yeah.
now so that part is not even there anymore. So there is no like but yeah, I
Don't
mean
worry. When you get to heaven, you think that's what you be telling God.
but anyway, we'll try our best. At least we are still here. At least we are showing you an example of what a good life can be. So
I don't
Okay.
blame you.
Manuel, do you want to talk about how your week went?
Me? No, 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 please. I'm in the
Everybody
trenches, so
went.
for now, I don't want to be say. I don't want to be
You tweeted something and
revealing
you made a comment that you had a big break after you've had horrible days or something. So what was the big break? Talk to us about it.
big break. When did you see that? Where did you see that?
Either your Twitter or your Instagram, one of them.
I didn't know. I never use the word big break. That's not
Whatever you said,
one
I'm
of
just
the.
paraphrasing. My God, like that's
Okay,
so stressful.
whatever.
Message.
Yeah, I had like there's something that has been like a real struggle for me since last year, business wise,
Oh,
and
I thought it
I
was your
was
porn
just able
addiction.
to sort it out this morning, and
Oh, I
I'm just
see.
like, fucking hell, like it's actually like a huge deal, and I just sorted out this morning, and I'm like, fucking hell, like this thing has been for if possible up to a year and I've been struggling with it, and I was able to resolve it this morning. Meanwhile, like the week was really, really like the week was so tough for me. If possible, if I was prone to like suicide, I would have wanted to be. I would have been suicidal. So like, yeah, it was really tough. It was really
you
tough.
you like life more than anything.
That's what I'm saying now, that I like life. So it did not come up, but like that's how
Because
tough
I'm
and like
like
alone that I felt. So
yeah, because there's some things that are not within the confines of what you can do.
yeah,
We give glory to who are we giving glory to?
Olugbala.
Is that is that the God you worship?
No, no. I
Okay.
worship the Alagbada Ina.
You know Alagbada, I know, but you don't know Kumakasket. Can you say you're a bloody liar?
Because I'm a child of God.
Shut up!
Already,
Shut
see
up!
what happened
You
though.
lie.
On this tweet, on this what they call it podcast, I asked this boy that somebody told me Mama Casket. what does it mean? And the way the person wrote it, it was, so I went to put it on Google, what they call it, Google Translate, and it did not mean anything. Like they just gave it back to me like Moma casket casket. I asked this foolish Tolu. Tolu said that it means to hang somebody. I was like, okay, what does casket have to do with hanging somebody? This boy told me that casket is hanging, that it is that if it was a casket they were talking about, it's with casket there. I was like, what is this boy talking about? I was not so sure. And I was like, I'm going to go and check the meaning of hang after the recording, but I forgot. I was now talking to another person during the week on call, and I told the person, Mama, casket there. The
Were
person
you
was now
talking to
like,
a man or a lady?
it was a guy friend, and he was
Uh,
like, and he's Yoruba, so he was like, like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Like, why would you say that? And I'm like, I'm going to hang you now. He was like, you're going to hang. It was so embarrassing. This Tolu is useless. That's what I want to say.
sorry.
Now you're going to remember this lesson for the rest of your life. You will never forget the meaning of Mark caskets.
Yeah, no, I remember they are
That's
foolish.
that's how we pass knowledge down to the younger generation. Yeah. This week of the podcast, we're very excited to have Okwan on the pod with us, and we want to learn actually about like a couple life lessons because like you are well advanced in your like life hustle. We just think that a lot of knowledge can be passed down. Like I've passed down to Emanuela some knowledge. You can pass down some knowledge also to us, and to the audience, of course. Especially as regards just being having the swagado of like being a branded personality, being cool, calm, collected on the internet, and just having this presence that people feel like, this guy actually has like stuff, like he has value to give. In quotes, how can I position myself to be like to look a certain way on the internet. I don't know if that can work for me, to be honest, because like I have a very very uncurated personality, and I don't know if that is actually a personality, but it's never intentional. But yeah, let's chat about that actually more as regards brand personality positioning and all of that boring shit. But yeah, we can start by you just talking to us about your work, and what you do today and how that cuts across like individuals and also companies that you work with.
Now, I mean, I think you have asked like multiple questions, and I don't know the one I'm answering.
Don't mind me. Just start somewhere.
So I think my first rodeo around anything brand and comms is 200 level. Yeah, 200 level. I was doing IT and I was at the Bendel Newspaper Company Limited. Those are the publishers of the Nigerian Observer. At the time in Nigeria, the Nigerian Observer was one of the biggest newspapers in the country. But as politics evolved, they went out of fashion, but they are still like the major. You know the way states have like stations, so they are the Edo State owned newspaper. I think that
Oh,
was
I
the first.
see.
Then out of school, I mean, even though I majored in French,
Curious. And
yeah,
and newspaper still a thing like today.
yes, they're still a thing. And there are
Really?
some things you want to do in this country that if you are not on a newspaper, I mean, like if Emanuela decides to come back and marry, okay, I mean, if I say what I want to say now, it will change the conversation. Well, let's say she decides to come back and marry. Please, this is um, a is a story. It's not a real life scenario. So she decides to marry maybe like a Nigerian, and they have to do like the whole change of name stuff. She'll have to publish like the whole marriage and everything in a public
Mhm.
newspaper before like the whole process finishes. And there are like some major
Okay.
newspapers that kind of like help to position you in some certain places because in some certain offices in Nigeria, there are some specific newspapers that always get into those offices, printed, submitted daily. So if you want to get into the minds of people in those offices, you should be publishing your stories in those newspapers. Yeah, so newspapers are still a thing. It's not yet out of fad. Although it is, the influence is growingly reducing as a result of like how the world is evolving. But I think that most times when it comes to how Nigeria is, I think sometimes as a result of where we are, we underestimate how much people are still outside the confines of digital experiences.
Mm-hmm.
There are still a lot of people. I mean, when you go out of the major cities and even in the different states, and when you go out of the capital places, the capital cities, and even the major states, that you begin to know that there is life on the other side. So, yes, they still exist. It's just that they cater to different experiences at different times.
Okay.
Yeah, after school, even though I studied and majored in print, my first work out of school was radio. So I was in radio for like 3 years. And then I think I started doing brand comms with Fort Canvas. Then I was really, really, it's not then, I still think I'm really passionate about Nigeria. Um, that's maybe one of the reasons why I'm still here. So I used to organize events for young people. So the whole plan for that event then was to bring young people together for people to get inspired. Because I feel like
Were you
people
young
love.
then?
Yes, I was. I mean, I
Oh,
was. I
okay.
mean, I finished school. I mean, I finished university at the age of 20.
Oh, I see.
So I was still pretty young. I was 16 in 100 level. Luckily for us, there was no strike at the point. There was maybe like 6 months strike, so it did not affect like the whole scenario of a 4 years in school. Maybe I was supposed to finish November 2014. We did the whole clearance and everything in January like 2015 or so. So yeah, I was just basically just gathering all the young people in settings and then having conversations with people who have done stuff. There was one time I brought in Sheon Gwinde. I think that was 2017. I brought in Sheon Gwinde from Lagos. At the time, Shala Musong was citizenship lead at Microsoft. I brought him from Lagos. I brought a very senior doctor from UBTH. And it was just an event to just get people to kind of like see that, okay, other young people are doing stuff. Usman Abiola was working in a company in Lautech. I mean, so I just, Jay and Joel Ogunshola was having like a good time. I think he was former Microsoft, and then his company was also doing like a lot of projects for different states across Nigeria. I brought them into rooms. Evie was young, I mean, but well traveled, and she was still in school. I mean, most times to just see where she is by like her social media at the time, and those guys were still in school. Some of them were even still in university. I mean, so it was just the experience of bringing young people together to see that, because I mean, if you go by how things are happening around, you may not believe that you can amount to something. And so my own contribution to the whole conversation was giving people images of possibilities through people who have done something despite or in spite of what is happening across the country at the time. Right, that was my contribution. I mean, and one of the events Fort Canvas sponsored, and then I joined the team, and yeah, I mean, so it evolved. So across the different experiences there, I've been able to work for support projects in public administration. And one time the Ondo state government wanted to do something, I kind of like spearheaded. And yeah, states, then start up with Fort Canvas, leaving Fort Canvas, cutting my teeth in like several other places. Right. I mean, it's just been an evolution of getting to understand how to contribute value and still also be able to stand your ground if they are counting people. Like one of the things I always say a couple of months ago, although now it changes because of the experiences I've had, is that if you drop me in the midst of people who are doing what I do anywhere in the world, I will be able to stand and have conversation without flinching. All right. And like, so if you are doing the same thing or no, I mean, if you are doing different things, maybe your context exposure may differ, and also experiences may differ. But in terms of if I hear the same context, hear the same story, I will be able to apply it to my own context. And in that case, if your context is more expanded, it just changes the dynamics of how you explain. It does not show your depth of understanding of the subject. All right. Back to the question, which is the last one you asked. I really think that people do not understand what branding is because of the way the popular people who have or popular names who have spoken about branding is. I mean, so I always use this example. There was a an eatery somewhere in Ondo State that a lot of people used to go and eat when you come into Akure. She doesn't have a signboard, right? But if you come and park in front, you first see that there are big men coming in with their agbadas and coming to want to eat, and she doesn't have a signboard, right? But people know where the brand is if they want to come and eat, right? And you want to eat like proper local dishes. And I asked someone, doesn't this person have a personal brand? First, the place you're even entering is there's no AC, it's fan, right? And there's one small TV that is inside protector so that people don't take the TV away, right? I mean, so you're like, so now doesn't this person have a strong brand? Will you say the person does not have a brand because the person does not have like the cosmetics that are associated with branding, right? So in the context of your question, building a brand is not necessarily about being loud or having a curated life, but having a sense of control over how people see you in a way that it brings value back to you is what branding is. If being quiet is how you keep, or if being scattered is how you can do your life, but in a way that when people see scattered, people see something that is better than scattered and see you as someone they can do business with, you're already building a strong brand. So you necessarily do not have to fall into a mold, right, to become a strong brand, because for some people going against the establishment is what has helped them to build a strong brand, right? I mean, so it's that across a lot of things.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping me because I can go ahead and talk about brand for like 3 hours and I'm not going to pause.
Yeah. Um. So because it's not a so serious podcast, I wanted us to take a breather there. Let me say something like a lot of this my English once in a while. A lot of people are like there are a lot of people that are so like focused on personal branding these days, and they believe that when you want to like do personal
Example,
branding.
example.
Example what?
Sea of keeper. Just use that.
Leave him
Oh,
alone, please.
I don't know anything about him, Sha.
Hey,
Don't, please.
hey,
I don't know about anything about that guy. The only thing I know about him is that he used to run ads on Instagram for himself.
hey.
Oh yeah, tell us about CEO of Keeper. Let me keep my mouth shut so they can tell.
Hi, Emanuela.
Hmm?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, no. Okay, wait. What is the brand of CEO of Keeper? In fact, there was a day I even asked some because someone on my team is close to him, like they grew up in the same town or something, or they went to the same school, something like that. So I was like,
He has a
I
very
don't.
strong personal brand. That's what
I
yeah,
honestly don't check for him. The last time I saw him was that Fisayo's what they call it show where somebody said something about community of women and he was like, why should community, like he just took it out of context. That's the last time I saw him. Like I don't check for him, I don't care about him. I'm not saying he's a bad person or I'm not checking for him because I hate him. Like he's just not somebody I think about. I don't know him. It's not my business or concern. He's not my
gotcha,
friend, so I
gotcha,
don't know
gotcha,
him.
gotcha. For the purpose of
I
this podcast, Emanuela does not know him. Let's go ahead.
don't know him. You're crazy. I don't know him. If you ask him about me too, he does not know me. Like I don't know him.
For the purpose of this podcast, Emanuela does
For
not
the
know
purpose
him.
of this
Let's go ahead.
podcast, Tolu is crazy. Now, okay, let me continue my question. So some people want to do like personal branding and everything, and the next thing that they jump on is like doing like LinkedIn, what they call it, like they start writing a lot of things on LinkedIn, or they now start saying that, oh, they have a personal style, like they're always going to be wearing turtleneck or things like that, and then you start seeing them at every event, either they are out there or they are like speaking, like you just start, but like there's a whole lot of people that are this way, and I get that that's personal branding. However, as a person, personally, anytime I see somebody that is doing all of those things, I always feel like they are trying too hard, and it comes off as unnatural or pretentious or things like that. So I wanted to hear your opinion on um how you think that, because like obviously I'm not the only person who will look at it and be like, this one is just doing too much. I even, there's somebody self that I was telling someone, wanted to get something, and I was like, oh, this person is good at it. Or the person was like that person that is always posturing on Twitter or something, like posturing on Twitter. Me, I like their work, but I can never use them because of the way they are so pushy and so salesy. They're always selling themselves or selling something. And I was like, this is so interesting. Like I didn't tell the person, but like in
Sister
my
of
mind,
God, go to your testimony. So, what is your testimony?
huh?
What's your question?
My question is, okay, what is this thing? Like what would you say, like how would you say like people like that should navigate like their personal branding in a way that it doesn't come off like they are trying too hard or they are not being authentic?
They have already chosen a path now. There's little or nothing you can do. Um, and that is a honest way to see it. Because one, right, the only reason why they are continuing on that path is that they are getting some semblance of results in that direction.
Hmm.
Hopefully they are. And maybe the people like you are insignificant in number. So,
Hmm.
I mean, that XYZ thinks of this person as XYZ does not mean that 121,000 people do not see them differently. And one of the major reasons why people are even going that direction in terms of packaging, sometimes also even so, because again, we can assume that some of the people who have that definition of packaging, because again, sometimes you can assume that some of the people who have that level of packaging do not have like substance, but again, it's not true. Some people have that
Hmm.
and still
Yeah.
have like
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And so you cannot just assume that they are not. And there are some people who have no or none of that and have stuff. But again, I always say that sometimes I always
Who
say
is
that
calling you? They should know that you're busy. You're doing important work.
I always say that sometimes, right,
Hmm.
that depending on the kind of company, if for example I want to employ, and let me use an example of Emmanuel and Tolu because you guys are on the call, right? A company knows that if I employ Emanuela and Tolu are on the same level of excellence in terms of contribution to the team. Emanuela has equity that if the person joins the team, a lot more people in the ecosystem are going to count you as see the brand in a different light. They can see that, oh, someone has joined this team that is going to change the dynamics of the team, right? And
Hmm.
this other, and Tolu has everything, could even have like maybe like 0.1% edge in terms of technical
Hmm.
ability. The company most likely will go for the person that has a strong brand and has ability, especially in countries where employing one person can shift stock prices. Like the person you employ can change your stock price, right? The person who
Hmm.
becomes CEO can change how the whole world views the company, right? I mean, so branding is important, and it's an integral part of like the whole equation. It's just that again, it's depending on species, it's depending on sector.
Yeah.
The question, the question on authenticity
Hmm.
comes when That's it.
Manuel, are you mad?
The question of authenticity comes in when there's like the whole, because again, for some of the people you see as fake, some people see them as real. For some of the people you see as real, when you have more information, you now begin to see them as fake. Everybody has seen the same person from different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Because information will change the dynamics of how you see people, right? So some of the people in this country now still see as big deal.
Mm.
Do you know that I'm close to them? I'm like this person that I know.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I get that. So I'm not even
Yeah.
saying like people who are like very what they call it now, people who are very like who are so conscious of personal branding that they lack substance. I'm saying that at the end of the day, if you're trying to sell something, but the people you're trying to sell stuff to now see you as being like too what's the word, too salesy or too like you look inauthentic because they can tell that you're trying to posture. Like, I'm not saying posturing is bad though, obviously we know that posturing has its benefits, but like now the people that you're trying to get access to, in my mind I have somebody in my mind and situations in my mind that I'm actually thinking about. Like the story I narrated, this person actually wanted the contract. It's not even like, oh, it's not somebody that is insignificant to them or something. They actually wanted the contract, and I was so shocked that the other person had that perception of them because they are also very like very um they're very like their entire branding is about like being very salesy and stuff, but it can also come off as like trying to like impress. I would never say trying to impress, but it's, I don't know if you get what I mean, Sha. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if I'm
True branding is original, right?
mm.
True brand in the real
So
sense
maybe
of it should be
they don't just like that person's personality, right?
yeah.
It's not the
Yeah. So
person's fault, but like everybody can't like you and what you're doing anyway.
yeah. I mean, because for example, many people hate Kanye,
Oh,
but
okay.
many people like Kanye for the same reason other people
Hate
hate him.
him. Yeah.
I
True.
mean,
You're
so
very
it,
right.
it just it just depends on the value you are bringing to the table and what exactly you want. If you think changing, I'm now talking to the person. If the person gets to a point and realizes that, oh, I'm not getting what I want to get from life
Mm,
through this position that I have chosen, the person will change and evolve.
yeah.
Like most people have become different persons during their lifetime.
Me, oh, I'm always changing every 2 months.
So that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, moving on from this. So,
Yeah,
so
but just a quick segue.
okay.
Talking about like positioning. Um, Now that you are married and you have a lot of experience
Thank
with
you.
married people shit, how do you think people should position for them to attract a partner that works for them?
I don't know how to answer this
Are you
question.
not a
'Cause
brand expert? You answer, oh, and a married man at
yeah,
that.
I don't know how to answer this question. Um, um, um,
I know.
yeah, please give me a few seconds. I have an emergency I need to sort. But yeah, I don't know how to answer this. I'll just answer this and then go on
Okay.
mute so I can sort that.
All right, that's
Um,
fine.
why? Because so I didn't have to position to get mine. So like
Are you
so
serious?
I
Wait, Tolu,
didn't
did you
because I
Wow.
have
do
to position to get your babe?
because
Yes,
I
now
think
I have to. I had
because
to work hard. Like if I was poor, she wouldn't have listened to me.
yeah, because I think my life got better like when we started dating. At the point where I was when she met me, I'm never sure I would have loved me.
Sorry. Okay. What you want to take care of? Can you will it take a long time to take care of it?
No, no, no.
Okay, yeah, so you can maybe just mute to take care of it.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
want to go deeper into this because over the week there was this story that Zikoko published about the girl that basically like changed herself, like let's
Yeah.
say changed herself, like she just made herself like,
Positions,
yeah,
like
she
yeah.
positioned herself like she, all the things that she thought that this guy likes, including like his interests, the kind of girls he likes, the kind of things he participates in, his hobbies, he likes the gym, or he He outwardly looked like he liked the gym, so she started going to the gym too. She lost weight. She did all of that just in a way to position herself as someone that, as in, before she now even introduced herself, to increase her chances. So that, not that when she comes to him, he will now be like, oh, this is not my type or something, and then ruin her chances. So that kind of positioning now. And you, Tolu, you mentioned that you had to like I don't know what you mean by position for your babe or something like that. So, like, where are we on that type of positioning?
Yeah, I think whether we like it or not, like except in like some cases, but whether we like it or not, like if there's deep interest in someone
Mm,
and you understand that the optics might not be right as a time t of you developing that interest, but you really want to pursue something there,
mm,
especially from the male standpoint, there is always a an attempt to positioning
hmm.
and feeling yourself in the room where the person exists, as it were, or somehow, sha. But
But
you
you
want
dated
to,
your babe before, right?
yeah. So my own analogy is not correct, but like
Yeah.
in most cases, yeah, when you want someone, you especially when you want the person in such a way that you know that the optics are not great right now, but like if I do X and I do Y, I can bag her, right?
Mm.
You want to get those things
But are
done.
you not scared that someone
The-
else, that like the time that you're using to do all those things, someone else will go and carry her?
Now that's where you have to be a sharp guy now.
So how
So
will you be a
like
sharp guy now? Like, I don't, I honestly don't get it.
so
Personally, me, oh, as a
yeah.
person, but maybe this is a babe thing, or maybe this is a me thing. I have never been interested in somebody and then starts like trying to do the things that they do or anything. I feel like if you have interest in me, you already saw what I like and what I do, so you need to continue. There is no, like, I don't have time to be doing to now start, because you say you like Manchester City, and now start like from where to where.
No, yeah, like if that's what happens for you, that's fine. But like my point is, like, and you hear this a lot of times, like people who were never interested in going to church because they like this girl
Hmm,
that
yes.
was in
In fact,
church.
I've even told my brother this one time that my younger brother was talking about, like, because my younger brother is agnostic. So he was talking about like how limited
What does agnostic mean?
so he's not
Like is it like
religious.
ADHD or
Hmm?
something? Is it like ADHD?
Are you a fool? I think you love the word ADHD. He's not
You said it's
religious.
hereditary now, so like I just want to know whether he has it
Oh
too.
God, Tolu, spare me. Spare me.
Oh, it's not
Spare us on this
hereditary again. That's
podcast.
not.
Ah,
It's not hereditary again.
are
That's too
you
bad.
are you okay? What's going on?
Oh,
You,
Emanuela.
Tolu,
Go ahead, go ahead.
you. Anyway,
Go ahead.
so he was like talking about like how limited his dating pool is, because like most Nigerians are religious, but especially Nigerian women are very religious. And I just told him that, my dear, you're disturbing yourself. Oh. Let me tell you
Why?
something, babes.
I did not hear what I did not hear what you people said, Shabo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're back. Are you back now?
Yes, yeah, I think I
All
am.
right, cool,
So
cool, cool.
as I was saying, so I was saying that you should just chill, like, babes. Oh, if they like you, oh, that church. They will start seeing reason with your agnosticism. Like, even if they don't end up being agnostic, they're going to understand where you're coming from. The worst that will happen is that they will start praying for you and everything. So yeah, I feel you in that way, that sometimes people can become like more, I don't know what the word is. Like, I don't know. If you say more accepting, I would say yes, but like positioning as how, like, the person did not see me before, what?
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't think like you should. You're looking at it with a negative
No,
light,
no,
and I
no,
don't
no. I'm
think
not
that
even
should be the
looking at it in a
case.
negative light. The thing is, My brain is not
Yeah, like
computing how it happens. Like,
so it's when it comes from like desperation
hmm.
that it becomes like
No, no, no. So I'm not
negative.
even thinking of it
Or
in
like
negative. Like, take for instance, now I like a guy. How am I going to like
yeah,
position it? Like, I don't get it. Does he not know that I exist?
it probably doesn't.
Ah, okay. All these things have never happened to me. That's just it.
Yeah, so like exactly. So if it doesn't, if it's not something you can relate to, like it's fine. But like there are stories, multiple stories of this, and it's
But okay,
understandable.
so if I wanted
Where
him to
like
notice me, I would just like go to whatever, like whatever event.
how will you go? How will you make him notice you? Say somebody, for instance, that
Mm,
you've come across
mm.
once, and um,
That place
the
that I came
person,
across him, like, why can't I make myself notice there?
and that's you positioning yourself.
No, no. Like, I go to an event, I
So
see
like,
a
say you
guy
came
that I
across him in
like.
church, for
Mm?
instance. Say you come across him in church. He was the usher
Mm-hmm. Then
in
I'll go
church,
and shake him now.
and
I
like,
don't get it. At the end of the church, I'll go and smile
yeah,
for
but like,
him.
so like you're going to be obviously weird if you do it in such a way that you're going to show that you're
Oh, mommy,
interested
I'm
at
weird
that
though
point.
in that way.
You're not realistic. I don't think that's realistic. I don't think you can be very weird on the first
Ah,
time.
I don't really know, Sha, to be very honest, because again, I think I always say that I am not primarily, like, I've never really met anybody that I'm attracted to. Most of the time, people just
Okay.
have to like make me know.
Maybe you're
Marlena,
agnostic or you have
are you
ADHD.
just
I don't
saying
know.
this?
As
No,
in,
no,
not
no,
mind
no,
that.
wait,
She's
chill,
This
wait,
is
just
chill,
she's
this
chill,
trying
is even
chill.
not
to
Please,
clean
you
the
guys
justification
market.
should chill
She's
and
cleaning
information.
let
the
me
market.
land before.
I mean, this is
Wait,
new
let me
information.
land first.
As in,
Wait,
she's trying to push to
wait,
her. She's trying to position
wait,
herself actually to her
wait, you
guys.
guys should chill.
Are,
I've said this
are you
severally.
whining me?
Wait, chill, please. Wait, please, chill. So that you guys hear what I have to say. I don't actually like find somebody and say, oh, this person's attractive and I want to go after them. Most of the times when I'm saying that, oh, someone is attractive or I'm interested in them, it is because they have made it obvious that they were also interested in me. I don't think of people in, like, if I meet a guy, I can say, oh, this guy is looking good. But I'm not going to think of him in a way of, oh, I want to have something to do with him. If I meet anybody, like, that's not what I'm thinking about. So if I get to that point that I'm then thinking about them in that way, it's because they have first made it like obvious, and it's in it can be subtle, it can be strong or something, but like they've made it sort of like obvious that they are interested in that way. And then in my mind I'm like, hmm, should I not, and all of that. So that's it. I'm not saying I'm never
Well,
attracted to anybody, please.
some people are very very confident in how they feel and like they chase like those interests. And for those people,
Okay, so you're saying that I'm not
they
confident.
will. That's
No,
what you just
I
said.
said that I don't think of them like that. I did not say I'm not confident.
You're not confident enough to approach the person yourself.
Approach
That's
the
what
person.
you
I
mean. No?
just don't think, like, my sensibility is not to think of, oh, this person's attractive, let me pursue them. Like, for what? I don't get. Who are you? There's so many
Yeah, which
attractive
is the
people
same
in
thing we're
life
saying.
now. I don't how.
Yeah, which is the same thing we're saying. Like you lack self confidence in
Yeah,
yourself to
that's
go
not what
after.
I'm saying. Yeah, like, oh, yeah,
Okay.
very.
More,
That's not what I'm saying.
more. I don't know where to come in. So I mean, so I'm just like,
Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah, okay, back to positioning before Emanuela took this conversation to put
I,
herself at the center.
so
Probably
are you
it plays a
talking
role.
about positioning for relationship, or what do
Yeah,
you mean
so
by
Yes,
so
yes,
this is
yes, yes, yes.
positioning for relationship.
so? So
I'm not positioning
Pick
for any
me.
I
relationship.
don't
Oh.
have
So pick me.
I so I don't have like an experience in that angle, right? Because again, for me, like I said, I mean, I didn't have to do any stuff, but I don't even think there's a problem with having to do it, right? Especially if you see what you like and you want it, then go for it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Going
a
for
hundred
something, so
percent. I agree with it. Like, for me, if you
so
see what you
going
like,
for
go for
something
it.
means, yeah. So going for something means also because it's more like you're applying for a job,
Mm.
right? Or you are. I mean, even nature positions, right? So when the lion wants to be seen by a female lion, there's what they do. Same thing for cocks. Same thing for peacocks. Like that tells you that naturally there's a natural disposition for the male or the female to do something to attract each other at different points in time, right? So
Hmm.
it's natural. It's just that some people are not in this space, or maybe you are even doing it subconsciously as a result of the fact that you're in love with someone. Because
Hmm.
sometimes also there are things that happen at a subconscious
Yeah.
level, right? Sometimes you just even see that maybe someone comes around you and you have goosebumps and you don't know why you're having
Hmm.
goosebumps because
Oh
consciously
Jesus.
because consciously you're like, I don't like this guy, and you are trying to tell yourself. But again, if you wake up every morning for like 1 week trying to tell yourself, I don't like this guy, maybe you actually really like the guy, right?
Please, oh, I
and
beg.
and because,
Oh. Maybe it's limerence. Maybe
and
it's limerence. It's not real. It's not real. You have to come up for me.
and maybe you're trying to convince yourself that so yeah, so it's possible for people to position for a kind of person
Hmm.
because again also I'm watching Emily in Paris, right? And I was asking question today. There's Nico and there's and Mindy, right? I mean, Mindy is a child of a billionaire, but she says she wants to go and live her life, so she's trying to look for money to live life. And now she's now dating another child of another billionaire. And she just feels like nobody should control her. But she loves the person, but she feels like I don't want to have to rely on another person to live my life, right? If I'm Nico, or rather, if not, if I'm Nico, a school of thought to say that Nico should just go for someone that is within his league, right, and position for them, right? But because the fact that there's conflict means that you have problem, so you just necessarily to save yourself stress sometimes, just position for someone who is like you or who
Interesting.
you think is
Maybe the reason why I've
right.
not seen boyfriend or serious relationship because I have no positioning. Maybe I need to repent. Once I start positioning now.
No, but I don't. Okay, this is like an outside podcast because I don't think there have ever been a time where you did not have suitors. I mean, it's you making your decision on maybe you want to go with them or not,
Maybe that I'm not saying. Maybe those people. I don't know. I don't know for them or I don't know for myself.
or maybe you are the problem. So yeah,
Maybe they are the
Mm.
problem now. Can they be the problem? See victim blaming, no.
I know. How
But
about
it's
you?
also about taking responsibility for your
What
actions.
action did I
Yes,
do? I
now.
not committed
And the
because both of
conditions
you
you put
are
yourself.
married and semi to marry. I cannot hear what now.
But yeah, talking about like copulation and being in a relationship of that sort. Um, in your because you are the most
Mm,
advanced. Um,
member of the ah,
but
Ofe
yeah,
is married for over a year now, right?
like that's grand,
Yeah,
man. That's like
congratulations. So, and his wife is shining. He's shining. It's good.
statistics say 50% of married couples don't last it
In the
past their. Sorry,
US.
never mind. I'm just quoting shit. I don't know that data. But what will you like at the time you married as well? Like a lot of your friends, got married around the same
Yeah,
time, say
particularly it's
six,
like
one
most of
year.
the fucked
So
canvas guys got married last year.
even beyond Fort Canvas,
Yeah,
like
most of
his
that
friends.
circle. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, what would you say is the hack to planning a cheap wedding in Nigeria?
There's no hack.
Hey, God.
There's no hack now.
There's
So
a
the,
hack.
the
You
only
guys
hack.
just like big weddings. That's just it.
No, I mean, again, because again, what is cheap, right? So cheap is different things to different people. So someone's cheap maybe 300 million, right? I mean, so, and for example, Emmanuela's cheap maybe like maybe half a billion, right?
Okay, no.
Um,
Nah, Manala does not
I
have
tell
money.
you.
okay.
Let's not
So,
even pretend
so,
she's
so
broke
I'm
as
just I'm
fuck.
just assuming that. I mean, so because so there are many dynamics to wedding. There's you and there are your parents, right? And there are your parents' friends and family. There are like many dynamics to the whole thing. Then I also think that one of the most interesting thing, and I think which was really good for me was I had good friends, right? So some people just decide to say that, guy, no worry about this. I'm handling this. Guy, no worry about this. I'm handling
God,
this.
when
And I think friends and family did that a lot. I mean,
that makes sense.
like friends and family did that a lot.
You
Like,
got married in 2023 too.
Yeah, 2023, 2023. Friends and
Okay.
family did that a lot. They were like good, good
What do
support
what do you
from
guys
friends
think
and
about
family.
mass weddings?
What
Like,
does that
imagine
mean?
if four of your friends, all of you are planning getting married, and you just decide that,
Yeah,
oh,
but
let's,
everyone wants to be the bride now.
and there'll just be three, four brides, four husbands,
yeah, like everybody
four
wants to be the
grooms.
standout person.
Oh, okay, you guys
I,
will
Yeah,
I,
start
because just
competing, Abby.
imagine.
it does not make sense now. So I mean, so they're not say dance father of the
And then all the
groom
fathers and
and
all the
Yeah, you do
brides will
turn by
take the
turn now.
floor.
You do turn by turn.
thank you.
It says thank you.
But let's hold on that idea actually. Let's picture this. Like if four of your friends, or let's reduce it. Let's say three of your friends are getting married around the same time, and you guys get a bigger hall. Of course, it's not going to be times three. It's going to probably be times 1.5. If you're going to get a bigger hall, that will take say 8,000 people. If you're going to get Balmoral now, you'll probably be looking at like 8 million. But if you were to get a normal hall, you probably spend like in Lagos a good hall, probably like 4
Must
million,
you do
3.5.
hall? Can't you do garden party?
So that when rain
No,
fall,
you'll do
you will
it on
be
As
the
in, you
not
think say
rainy
you
season
did.
now.
Nigerian's rain is very,
because
very strong.
You
you
can
don't know
use the
about global
weather
warming.
app and you can do,
Flooded
yes,
in
yes,
Lagos.
you use the weather app and you pray. If you're a Christian, you pray to God that morning. If you're not a Christian, you call rainmakers.
So the God that gave you wisdom for
The
you
God
to
that gave you
do
wisdom is
her,
why you checked the weather app, and is why you checked the what they call it, and is why you did it during the dry season.
because you don't understand that global warming is already affecting weather at different
See,
times.
my
That we
friend
don't
did
even
his
have.
garden party and it was so beautiful. So beautiful. I enjoyed it.
Of course, in
Maybe now your
Nigeria.
own.
Yes, in
Maybe now your
Lagos,
own.
an evening garden
Maybe
party.
maybe now your own day. Now if you monsoon,
It's not my own day, oh.
Mon-
It's not my own day.
monsoon.
I'll do my
Like
own in
so, I
my
mean, so,
mommy's parlor.
which is also really fine, right? I mean, it's just what anybody wants. So you
Mhm.
don't. It's what you want that you get now.
Mm,
Like, I mean, then what your wife wants to, because don't go and do what you want to.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Is
it's
what.
both parties. But also, okay,
Yeah, you're
okay,
aligned.
Tolu, you're planning your wedding now, and okay, you planned your
No, I'm
own
not.
before. Shut up
I
now.
didn't
You
give you that
guys,
information.
you are.
I didn't give you that
No, what I
information.
mean is that you are engaged. So you're planning towards a wedding, right or wrong?
Wrong. I'm not. We're not getting married.
Okay. Anyway, what I want to
Yeah.
ask about is like tension around like choices during wedding. Because I've even heard of people that have called off weddings during the planning process. Like these couples, so they are good, then they decide to get engaged. It's now time to get married. Either families are creating tension, or like one person wants one thing, the other person say, we should do it in spring. One say, no, let's do it close to my birthday. One say, let's do it in my village. No, who will come to your village? Let's do it here. So how do you guys like, or not do you guys, Tolu, you're not part, okay, how did you like make like certain decisions where both of you wanted different things? So is it just like, okay, you plan it, when you want my input, come and ask me?
This is a very nuanced question, Obi.
Yeah, we have all day.
Because
We don't have all day, bro. Like we have
no, no,
time.
no. When I mean nuanced is that what you do is dependent on the relationship you have had with your wife or your girlfriend previously. So, if, for example, you guys have had an amazing relationship where you discuss everything and come to a conclusion, that will just file out into the wedding.
Okay, but if
Because
you've not
wedding
had an
planning,
amazing relationship, why are you getting married?
so again, yes, because wedding planning will test all the things that you say you believe,
Mm-hmm.
or test all the things that you. Wedding planning will test all the things that you say you believe and all the things that you say you stand for and every other thing. All right. Um, yes, because also that's one of the first things that you are going to be doing that has a major impact externally. Almost every other thing you are doing in your relationship is you and your babe. Nobody, not it doesn't concern any other person like that. This is going to be one of the first things that concerns you, your babe, family, and friends, and several other people. Then you now need to be having conversations on alignment on if this person really loves me, this person loves the people I carry around, and several other things around that. So you just, I mean, you'll be like, "Ah, wait, so you don't value my family like that?" Like there will be so many conversations that come in. So it tests the limit of everything. However, I think for me, like as I say, it's nuanced. Like I had an amazing relationship with my wife previously, so I mean, so it was just sweet. Like, oh yeah, decide, do anything you want to do. Like, cool. And for a lot of the things that already, both of us did not have like all this fairy tale anything. Just want to marry. That's all.
Sweet love. So
So,
look, for someone like you
so
that's like a helicopter person, how do you, if you were to plan a wedding, let's assume that you got engaged and you were to plan a wedding, how do you think that that would look like?
So what do you mean by I'm a helicopter
You know
person?
when they say like helicopter mom, like always wants to be in the details, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I think I'll prefer to be a drone though, because that means I'm closer to the situation. Yeah, take your time.
I have nothing to take. Are you talking or you don't want to talk?
What story? Take the question again.
Don't worry, forget. Your opinion is not needed. Moving on, I have a
Oh
question.
my god.
How do you, so
Moving
there
on.
was this thing about like how, and I think that this is like how like age factors into marriage, and how like people who are dating, who have been dating for a really long time, or people who are older and dating, um that decision around like getting married, right? Where like, do you think that sometimes people are wasting their time by dating when they should be talking about getting married, or they are not talking about getting married because they do not want to get married? Should I take
Is
a
that question
question
for me?
again? No, it's just general.
No, I clearly understand your question, but is that a question for me or for
It's
Quest?
general. But
Okay,
should
I'll,
I take
I'll
it again?
yeah, because yeah,
Okay.
I don't
So
get it.
so
okay.
where I'm drawing this thing from is there's a not documentary now. There's a what they call it? Article or essay that this babe wrote recently. I'm looking for it. That's a lady wrote recently. I'm looking for it. Where she was basically talking about how like sometimes men waste the time of women, especially like women that are like getting older, by dating them for too long when they know that they're not going to get married to them. So I wanted us to like touch a bit on that. Did any of you
On
not?
on length of dating or on length of dating that leads to marriage, or what
No, so I
exactly is the
think I'm more
question?
focused on age during dating, because what's more sensitive is age. So for if you are dating somebody when the person was 16 years and you date them for 8 years and you break up, they're 24 years, they still have like a long time, especially if they're if having kids is important to them, they still have a good window for that. But if you're dating someone who is 32 or say 33, and you've only dated them even for a year, but like you're not talking about marriage or you're not thinking about marriage, then you're sort of like wasting that person's time if they were interested in like having kids. So it's more about like, I don't want to say window of marriage as much as like, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's I mean, I've seen people who really do not care about like all this window of anything one, or I mean, they
Yeah.
also do really do not care about having
Yeah, we're
kids.
talking about people who
Um,
care.
so if you care about having kids, then you should already, the person you are dating, if the person has sense, should already have that like as part of, because if you care about having kids, that should be one of the very first things you people discuss
Interesting. Do
as
you know
part of
I always
non-negotiable.
avoid deep conversations?
Ah,
Again, lack of confidence.
I mean, because again, like if you really want to be committed to someone, you want to wait till
I
they meet
think
you
I
and
don't
find
want to
out
be
and now.
committed to anybody at this point.
Maybe that's the question because if you want to be committed to a
Hey.
person, you should discuss your non-negotiables from the start. Except because you want to get to the middle and find out that you have wasted time.
No, I
Because
want
it's
it to
almost
be natural. I want to feel natural. The progression.
guy almost see marriage. Either you, if even if you even if you even if you even if you break up and say that there is a timeline when people can divorce. Ending a marriage mars your mind, or ending sometimes if ending a relationship mars your mind. People come out with different kind
Yeah.
of
Maybe let's
or
say trauma
stories.
now, but trauma might be the wrong word. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Trauma could even be the word. People come out. There are some people that can and still finding it difficult to trust again, even though that they are now with someone who is
Yeah.
good. Like there was this lady in um Love is Blind UK that says once a cheat is always a cheat.
Mm,
What if you meet someone now no more a cheat, but because the person says once a cheat, what is always going to happen? Or the other lady who says that she's paranoid about her partner's phones.
mm,
Like
yeah. I,
the only reason you're paranoid about that is the experience you have had. So
yeah. I think I was saying something to
just
somebody the other day that I feel like I'm going to be one of the easiest people to cheat on because I have no sensibility around cheating. Like I've never been actually cheated on. So if someone was cheating on me, I really would not know. Like I would not know like if their behavior maybe intuitively there's like I would know. But like I'm if you tell me now like what are the symptoms of your partner, I don't know. I don't know anything. Like I don't know what to check for, what to look for, things like that. It's possible I've been cheated on in the past. If I did not find out, I don't know. So like I don't have that what they call it that like I've not been broken in that way. So I don't have that particular trauma. So I can only imagine dating someone who is now like that. But I've been lied to, even when it comes to like romantic type things, but not like cheating itself. So yeah, I maybe I agree with you on that matter. What do you guys think about giving ultimatums? So I am in my 30s, I'm 33, I'm dating a guy, we've been dating for 2 years, and I'm just like at this point we do everything together, our families know each other. And I'm not trying to gender this in any way. I'm really just like because I'm a lady, that's why I'm using that. And then I'm now like, Oga, are we getting married or not? We don't. If you're not proposing in the next 3 months, I'm ending this relationship. What do you guys think about ultimatums?
if you have to give ultimatum, that means that's not the person you should
But
marry.
if you don't
That's my
give an
view.
ultimatum, some people will just never move. Like
Yeah,
giving
that's
an
what I'm saying.
ultimatum is sort of like controlling your own time or your own what they call it, your own destiny in a way, isn't it? I know if it looks pathetic in a way, but the truth is, it's just like saying, what are we? Most people shy away from asking, what are we? But if you ask, what are we, you will know what you are. Like, if the person is not telling you what
Yeah,
you
I think
are.
that's the same thing Opa is saying. Like clear definition should be like a conversation you guys should have from the
So, did
jump.
you have clear
Like
definition with your babe from the
when
jump that you're getting married?
yeah, so like timeline, like when do you want to get married? When are you looking to get married?
If
Like
anybody
say
asks me that,
yeah, like
that will
I think
spoil the relationship.
it helps you align on a lot of things. So
Everybody
like
should just
But
know
does
what they
it
are
not
getting
put
into.
pressure?
Like,
exactly
Wait.
like
Does it
you
not
are
put
coming into
does it
this
not put pressure on the
you're coming into this
relationship?
relationship. No,
then why are you
especially if
entering a relationship in the first place?
yeah,
Wait.
especially like
You
if you
guys should
have the
calm down. I'm so
intention.
confused.
No, no,
No, if you
because
have if you're not dating casually, if you're not dating
Hmm.
casually, I think there should be
Yeah,
expectations.
but
Like you're
like
not
you
just dating for
want that
fun.
to happen naturally. Like you want to make.
What is
Wait.
natural?
So here's the thing.
so,
I like somebody. I'm
let me
dating them.
let me use an example. Let me use an example that will make sense to you
Okay.
because you like money, right?
Mm,
You get a co-founder,
mm,
right? And at the point of getting a co-founder, you now not define what's in the column percentages, KPIs, OKRs for where the business is going to
mm.
be going. And you're like, Gideon, let's see how this business will be going.
Yeah. Anyway, wait.
Yeah,
So here, it's different.
that's how you do it.
Okay, it's different with relationships.
It's not
No, I
Wait,
don't
different.
wait,
think it
It's more
is.
important.
it's different with
I think,
relationships. There are escalators, right? When I meet somebody on day one, I don't even tell them that I can commit to you, even though I might
of
be
course,
interested
not
in
the
you.
one
Wait now,
conversation,
calm down.
Emanuela. Come on, be real
What
now.
I mean is that when I meet somebody and let's say we start talking, I don't want to start acting like because we're talking, we're going to end up dating. We're just talking. 2 weeks from now, I can decide that I really don't like you. Like your mindset, your whatever irritates me.
Emanuela, you're talking about people that are dating here.
Okay, now date for dating, the next escalator is marriage, right? If I'm dating somebody, I'm still dating to find out like what I'm comfortable with right now is dating you. Then I'm dating you. Does that mean that we
It does not mean we're going to get
exactly that's what
married.
I'm trying
Like,
to say. So
we're
but
talking
if
of
we start
timelines
talking
here.
about
No. We're talking of no, no, no. We're talking of timelines here,
mm,
and even while dating, a lot of deal breakers that you will
mm,
discover while dating that you will say, "Oh, I can't continue dating you," and we'll go our separate
mm-hmm,
ways. It could be, it could be so many
yeah,
things, and timeline can be one of those things.
mm.
And I think there should be clear understanding that timeline works for both parties in this relationship for it to continue,
Okay, so you're saying
among
that
other checklists.
discussing timeline is a function of even checking compatibility.
Of
Oh,
course,
I
because
see.
if your timelines are not compatible, like,
If you are dating someone who wants to marry in next 1 year,
Mm.
and you're not even sure of a date, what are you people doing?
No, so exactly, I
exactly,
don't
because
date people that are
there's going to
ready
be
to
clash of
marry.
interest.
For instance, now, if I meet somebody and I know that they want to get married in the next 6 years, 6 months, I won't date them. I
Of
just
That's what
course,
we
won't.
are
that's what the
saying.
same thing we're
Yeah,
saying.
but now here, but the thing is that it's typically like intuitively, right? Because I know I've spoken about like what some guy that was very interested in me and he was like 38, and I told him that you probably want to get married now. Like if you're not thinking about it, you should be thinking about it because you're almost running out of time, especially if you want to have kids. But I don't want to get married very soon. Even if I get married, I don't want to have kids in the next year. So there's no compatibility. But let's assume that I'm dating someone or I meet someone who's like 29, right? We might not be thinking he might not be thinking about having kids next year. I too am not thinking about having kids next year. If an answer say, what's your when are you thinking of getting married though? Then I say I can get married anytime now, 1 year, 6 months, as long as I like you. Does that not put pressure
Voila.
on the relationship?
Anybody that if anybody that you get serious with and the parent answers you, I can get married anytime, better run away.
I don't even
Yeah,
know.
I don't think it's pressure, especially like if there's like a certain level of like
Commitment.
comfort and relationship. Yeah, and also commitment as well. Like, I
You
don't think
guys
it's
are me.
pressure in
I
any
will feel
way.
pressured. I'll feel cornered. Like, oh,
So
since we said discussing marriage, that means we have to end up in marriage. That's how I feel.
But
what's the
where do
source
you
of
want to
the
end up before?
No, it's not like I don't want to end up there. The point is that I want us to have like the freedom to walk away if it doesn't work, rather than we've already.
that exists now?
Yeah,
Like,
but
that
most people,
exists
if
even if
they've
you get
discussed
married.
marriage, they'll already start trying to fit their life into, like,
I,
they'll start trying to build the relationship into a relationship that will end up in marriage. When if they had naturally let it progress, they might have walked away.
So
I
my,
don't
mine
I
is
don't
so I have a different view because again my view is faith based.
Mm,
And so I cannot push it on any other person,
mm-hmm.
right? My view is faith based, which just means that a lot my opinions is strictly based on Christian
Yes,
principles.
talk now.
And this no, I have to put context because I also respect other people's
You
views.
don't do. We've heard
Um
you talk.
so you ask me talk now, don't interrupt me
Okay,
again.
sir.
So what I mean by that is if I am not entering into a relationship to break to with a chance that I can break out, no, that's not what I'm going in
Okay,
for.
so
Because
okay,
anything that
let me ask you now. Let's say you start dating a babe. Okay.
I'm coming. Because anything that you come in with, you take care of the things that could cause trouble before it happens.
Yeah, so what I'm
One,
trying to say is that you start dating
wait,
somebody.
then two, if you start dating someone, right?
Mm.
One of the major reasons why courtship is a thing is that during like the whole courtship season, you guys are checking compatibility,
So you will not
right?
walk away if you're
And
not compatible.
No, no, no. So if we are even checking that, right? We are if we are very intentional about ensuring that this marriage that we want to have will last, what we will now do is we check the compatibility. If we see that it's not compatible, I be compatible, we go our separate
That's
ways
the same
because it's
thing now.
easier
So
for
what's
me.
different from what I'm saying? I'm not saying that.
What is different? Wait, what is different from what makes what I'm saying and what you're saying different is from the perspective of if you enter into something with a chance of looking for things to break out from, you will always see things to
No,
break out
that's not
from.
what I was saying. I'm saying that
Okay, then
what I was saying is that if
if
you
that's what
start
you were saying, that's what I
dating,
understood from what you were saying.
okay, so what I was saying is that if you start dating, right, you might notice over time that you guys are not, you're fundamentally not compatible. Like the necessary compromises can be made in such a way that you can live peaceably or things like that, right? And the right thing at that point is better to walk away than to walk into marriage, because living in marriage is harder than walking away from
Definitely,
a relationship, right? So what I'm saying
definitely.
is that if you've discussed marriage earlier, there's the tendency to try to fix what can be fixed, just because you know that, oh, okay, we're trying to get married here or something, let's make compromise, let's go and tell our mommy, let's go and tell our, do you know, me personally, if you're introducing to your parents or sister self, I feel pressured. Like I already feel so much pressure, because breaking up is not hard. If I break up with you, your mother will know I broke your heart, your sister will know I broke your heart, everybody will know I broke your heart. It's so, why this? Let it just be. In fact, even meeting people's friends, I don't want to meet your friends, because when we break up, let's break up in peace. Nobody should call me and beg me. Nobody should try to talk to me. They should not try to patch things up. Nobody. If we can't patch it ourselves, let's rest.
But the thing is, most times, if you cannot even arrive at the right destination without the people who genuinely care
Honestly,
about
maybe
you.
that's why me. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, because for example, you say maybe your parents, your friends, you don't want to meet them. Sometimes they are the ones that are going to see the gray spots that you're not seeing as a result of the fact that you're falling in love. So
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
it's
I get
also
what
good.
you mean in that manner.
It's also good that as you are trying to make sense of the person you want to marry, you also know the family you are also marrying into. You also know the
Hmm. You'll be
you're
giving
marrying
me the
into.
gist now. Once I'm hearing the gist, is that
It
how they
will
used to
give
do in your family?
you gist. It will give you gist. Okay. Enjoy.
Hey, this is so serious. So
Eh,
honestly, I feel like there's just so much, like, I think I shy away from like a lot of like all those deep things, all those things that's making the relation. I'm just like, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, why
Yeah,
are we going this
you're scared,
direction? So yeah,
you're scared of commitment when it comes to men. You just feel like let's just enjoy life.
who told you
Like
that
they
one? See,
no, I mean
online
that's the
therapist. So
sentiment. No, 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 that's the sentiment I've always known. I mean, so
eh.
it's like so it's like so if it happens, it happens,
Yeah,
right?
if
But
it
again,
happens,
you're
it
like,
happens. It's natural.
but this thing,
We're dating,
but
we just
again,
realize that, oh my God, we're so great. Let's get married.
then you now have a second thought of, "Ah, but if I now get into this thing and it doesn't now work and I don't
Yes, at
now
that
like
point,
him,
we'll
God.
not talk about it now, because, like,
And
what if we
most of the
get
times
together and it
you,
doesn't work?
but most of the time before you get to that point of talking about it, you think about it from the beginning. So it's part of your
Me, I've never
onboarding
thought
process.
about it though. That when I get married to
Okay.
this person, it's not. I've never even thought about like
No,
getting married to
marriage is
somebody
long.
per se.
That's what I'm saying. I say marriage is long. I say at the point of getting into a relationship. But anyway, I mean, yeah. So people think about it when they get to marry. You are thinking about it. "Ah, omo, this person now. Am I sure I just want to be with this one person alone? Life is to be enjoyed. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah. So wait, honestly, how do you guys make the decision that you just want to be with this one person for life? Because for me, I have like a
Mm,
big thing with marriage where I'm just like, you mean you get married to somebody and close everybody off for what? Like, how do you know that 10 years from now you still want to be with this person?
You get into it first now.
Interesting. I guess maybe marriage is one of those things. Even maybe just relationships are just one of those things that I like you, you like me. Let's plunge ahead and let's make it work. I guess that's it, really. Insight.
Every
Philosopher.
everything has everything has a lot of faith into it, but it starts with commitment and decisions,
Hmm.
like intentional. up your mind and saying that, oh, waking up every day to choose the same person. Like that's just
Yeah, I
it.
think you've
Like
told me this
we
thing before. Waking up every day to choose the same person. I beg go, the person gets Chris. You have to walk. Hey,
now why you should not marry person we get
hey,
Chris.
but how will I know now? Like, can't you imagine that 10 years later the person just meets one group of people, they join one cult. I don't mean cult like fraternity, you get what I mean? Cult of idea, and then they're just like a totally different person from who you married.
Again, that's why sometimes there was one time this thing came online and people were like, give
We can't hear
me.
you. Please
I mean,
speak out.
so there was one time there was a scenario online that someone made a tweet again within the confines of faith, and people were like, "Psh, psh, "Guy, don't marry anybody that does not have people that can speak voice of reason to them." All right, which just means that if you guys are having a clash and nobody's listening to each other, there should be someone that can call the two of you together and say, "Wait, sit down. You are not seeing things well," and two of you respect the person. Because
Would
if
you?
you
So let me
marry
ask
someone,
a question. Let me piggyback off our last episode. Who would you like that person to be? Would you like that person to be like a relationship counselor or therapist, or someone that knows you personally?
it's someone that knows us personally. Oh. Like a relationship, how the real counselor is not as invested in my life as someone who knows both of us.
Hmm. What if that the person that knows you have an ulterior motive?
That's why you should. So for someone like me, again, like yeah, I mean, there's a spiritual side to every of the decisions I make,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which means that there is me listening to God and listening to God's spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which also helps me choose the church that I'm
I'm
part
going
of.
to describe
For
you as
example,
Spirit Coco in the description of this episode.
eh, yeah, which also influences the kind of church I'm part of, right?
Hmm.
They are like
What's the name of
they're
your
like
church?
one, two,
Okay.
Daniel. So they're like one, two, three of my pastors that my wife knows that thankfully we have never had to get to that point of asking anybody, but she knows that guy, if I call Pastor X, Ogwe will listen. Like, and she knows I'm accountable to those people. Like that, I am, and it's just that, and
Okay,
it's
so what
okay.
if Pastor X, what if what she's calling Pastor X for when she calls Pastor X is seeing reason with you and not her?
Pastor X is seeing reason with
Yes,
you. So
you,
the
okay.
where I come from,
Mm.
right? One of the things that is very important is that you you have people who are matured that are pastoring you who also have like experiences
Mm-hmm.
in these things, right? There's one, there's maturity, two, and the spirit of God,
Mm-hmm.
right? That you are seeing reasons with some person does not even mean that the person will automatically now tell you that, oh, I'm not seeing reason in what you are saying, right?
Mm.
Right? The person will not say that.
Mm-hmm.
What what is going to happen is they are going to have a setting that has the both of you
Mm.
and help both of you
See
to
each
come to a
other.
conclusion,
Yeah. I
right?
actually,
Because most
yeah.
of the time, when there are conflicts, what is happening? Because if you genuinely love someone, like you genuinely love someone,
Mm.
that you are angry does not mean you want bad things to happen to the
Hmm.
person.
That's
You are
you.
just not hearing you are just not hearing the person
Mm.
because maybe at that point you guys are not saying things properly.
Mm.
What happens most of the time if you have someone who is matured is that they give both of you an opportunity to express yourself and see that most likely you guys are even saying the same thing from different perspectives,
Hmm.
and then both of you reach a conclusion and you see that
Oh no,
I
God help me.
mean
Oh, my mind is very strong.
so again, yeah, there's this part of you being really honest with yourself. Maybe the person you're now also going to meet and settle with could also have like a really strong mind. But again, you need to have someone that I mean, I'm not going to advise any of my friends to like go into a relationship with anybody that does not have someone that they are accountable
I'm
to,
not
or
accountable to
someone who
anybody. Oh.
I mean, okay, that's why I'm not, yeah, any of my friends.
Eh,
Yeah.
but okay, for
So
real, introduce me to your friends now. I don't get. Am I
no,
not a
I've
good
I just
girl?
said what I said. I just said what I said, and you said you don't have anybody you're accountable to because anybody that does
Maybe
not
I
listen
will
to anybody,
develop now over time.
any anybody that does not listen to
No, I'm
anybody,
not saying I don't
is
listen to
disaster.
anybody, but like, there's nobody that everything you tell me is always 100% correct. Like, I have the mind to say yes, I respect you, but what you're saying in this moment doesn't make sense to me. I might not tell them, but like in my mind, I know that there's nobody that I'm going to take whatever they have to say to me, hook, line, and sinker all the time. I'm not saying that they
That
like. I'm just saying that the
yeah,
possibility of somebody telling me something and me being like does not make sense to me is there. Is always there.
no, it will always be there because you're a human being,
Mm-hmm.
right? It will always be there, although it changes from different people to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes even the person that you respect can say things and like, no, it doesn't make sense. However, what is most important is that you have someone who can tell you stop and think, and then you pause and think.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean now. Okay, so let's
Because
wrap this. Okay.
thank you. Please, let's wrap.
Okay, let's wrap this up. To wrap this up, I have two questions for you guys. Tolu, are you on this call? Can you hear?
Very
I've
well.
turned to PM now. Okay, so I have two questions for you guys. Okay, let me just ask one question. I'll ask my next question next week. Would you rather have deep feelings for your partner or have a partner that has deep feelings for you?
What does this mean?
So, like, in the comparison of
This
who's
this this kind of questions is why you are single. Because
ah,
like I don't think anybody who is married or in a relationship will ask this question.
okay, don't worry. Yeah, okay, one, Emanuela zero. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Maybe Tolu will understand because I don't understand what you just
Don't
asked.
worry.
Let me ask another question to wrap this up. Who is
Okay,
your
did you understand the question she asked? Maybe if you
Ignore the
understand,
question,
you
ignore the
should answer.
question. Who is your like question for us to wrap up, right? Who is your new Nigerian artist of the year? Like someone that broke out say last year. Mine, I'll go first. Mine, Odumodu Black.
That's your artist of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Manuela.
The thing is that Tolu is like a cultist.
Just
Tolu
answer your
wants to
own. Leave
be
my
Tolu
own
wants to
answer
identify with all
alone.
those Port Harcourt cultists. So he
Leave
likes
my
saying
answer
all those kind of
alone.
things. Meanwhile, it doesn't even fit him. It does not rhyme. Nothing.
Can you move on to your
I
answer?
don't
What's
have
your answer?
anybody. Nigerian. Do you say Nigerian artist? Who
Yeah.
came out last year, please?
Actually, doing this tweak actually is somebody I'm fucking with a lot nowadays.
Oh, but doing the stoic has been
I
there
like
for
his
like
music.
years. Like I've known his.
Yeah, but like he broke out
Me, I don't know whether he broke out
last year.
though. I don't listen to his music.
Yeah, like his first major
What's
song.
his major song? It's not right
was-
song.
Huh?
Sorry.
No, it's not.
I could have bad behavior.
Okay, do you have one?
Is it Limo
Ayo.
Blaze or
No,
An Endless Ocean?
it's
I've been hearing about An Endless Ocean, but I've really not listened to him to be
Ayo.
honest.
Yeah, that's Ayo. An endless ocean. Most likely would be an endless ocean. I'm liking
Hmm.
Outcome too. But yeah, and then then but again, it's not last year. K Strings has always been like a very important person for me.
Okay. Is this an endless ocean guy? Does this do Afrobeats? Because I've not heard
I
this
think he
music.
does more. Would I classify his music as Afro soul?
Yeah, it looks more like Afro Soul.
Yeah.
Who does Afro Soul? Asha.
Does Asha do? Yeah. So yeah, like Asha.
Those bass kind of
Yeah.
sound.
Like
Oh,
just
okay.
calm
Bez.
songs
Okay.
and all of that.
Yeah, those
Ah, I
sound.
see. Like Manuel's. Have you guys been fucking with
I don't know who
Manuel's?
that is.
I don't know.
So
Chocolate and caramel. Ooh
I
wee.
don't know who
You've
that
heard
is.
the
I've not
song?
been on TikTok for a while. I know that there's one.
I didn't
Um.
like the only reason I knew that song was I went to a wedding last week and the Ashwebi was chocolate and so that's what everybody were playing.
Oh,
And I don't that
Are you serious?
yeah.
Okay.
I know there's a TikTok
Let me sing
challenge.
another song that he has done.
I think they say he has two songs and they are popular on
He
TikTok. I'm
has more
like,
than two. He has like a lot of songs that are big now. I think that's another person I fuck with actually.
Me, I don't know
But yeah,
him.
thanks Makwe for coming on this week episode of Two Fake Friends. We hope that you go on to live lives, you live your life rather, um, showing examples of real friendship and not being fake, like we are. We hope that this week brings you more blessings. I know today I started today, next week actually, because this is the end of the first of this
Okay,
week.
please pray for me.
Um,
Put me in your prayers
today,
tomorrow.
today
but
we
you don't
had.
believe in prayers now.
But you believe, so put me in your prayer tomorrow. Why are you dragging it?
Yeah, so let's go to church tomorrow and let's have a fantastic week. Man United gave us a solid
Ah,
3 goal win this weekend. That was fantastic. Liverpool lost. That was great. We hope that Arsenal will lose tomorrow against
dreamer.
Spurs. But yeah, have a fantastic week, guys. Have a
Yeah.
nice
Have a great
rest of
time.
your evening.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bye.
fuck yourself.
Bye bye.
And you too.